Hello and welcome to the Last Place Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Ryan. I am here with my co-hosts Josh and Ethan. This is Week 10 injury report and news. So, guys,
And
what do we have
we
for
got a lot.
news this week? Notable news. I know we
Notable
got the
news.
Jeff
So
Saturday hiring.
Jeff Saturday, the
That's the
Frank
big
Reich,
one.
the whole kerfuffle going on with that. But I
It's
actually
true.
kind of want to bring something a little bit earlier before we kind of dive deep into Jeff Saturday. We're going to recap, actually. I'm going to do a little bit of review here. We're going to recap the Thursday night game. And probably the first and last time the Atlanta Falcons will be on prime time this year. And
Yeah.
if there's any time to make the change to Desmond Ritter, I beg of you,
It's right now.
please make it now.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's funny you mentioned that because there's so many people deep diving into Arthur Smith's post game interview because they asked him, they're like, did you ever think about just pulling Mariota and throwing Ritter in? He's like, no, like there's other areas that we could have won that game. So I'd never thought about pulling Mariota for this game. And then people have been like deep diving into that of like, okay, he said he wasn't going to pull him for Thursday, but he didn't say that Mariota's our starter going forward. So what
And
does that mean?
yeah, so and the only reason I really wanted to put it in this is because we have to understand the schedule. And I think Ethan and I may have talked about it not too in depth.
Way long ago.
Yeah, way long ago. But here's where I bring it up. From a dynasty perspective, you have 5 quarterbacks: CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Will Levis, Tyler Van Dyke, and one more whose name escapes me. He's not Anthony Richardson. It's not Caleb Williams. They're next year. There's one more guy. And you have to figure out soon whether Desmond Ritter's the guy. The Falcons are 4-6 right now. You have 7 games left, plus a bye week, which is in week 14. They have to figure out whether Ritter's the guy or not, or they're basically saying we're punting on this year for quarterbacks. Which, if that's the case, then you've made your bed. But Mariota has at points been so bad, not only for fantasy, but as far as just the offense in general, to where I go, how on earth is Ritter not in? And I think that's the unknown that scares me right now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think this
I agree
calls
with
for
that.
Arthur Smith's job at all. But I think
No.
we're saying it's Desmond Ritter time because the Falcons need to know whether they have their guy or not.
Right.
Yeah, and they need to know that before going into next year's draft. Because that'll decide what they're going to do in the high rounds of that draft.
Yeah. And if anything, like Thursday night's game just proved to you you're nowhere near playoff contention. You're vastly improved.
Oh.
But I would say,
No.
like, could they make playoffs? Yes. Will they be competitive? No. Like, that's just my honest opinion towards it. So that's where it's like
It depends on what team shows up. I mean, look at what they did to the 49ers. They almost came back 20-3 on the Rams. They should have beaten the Bucks. Like there's a lot of things that
we're also finding out how bad the Rams are. That's the other thing. Like, as much as I want to say, yes, they did come back against the reigning Super Bowl champions, like, it's unfortunately this team is just not good.
Yeah.
And they
I need a lot of
and
moves.
the Bucks were limping at that point in their season.
Exactly. At that point,
that's when they had just gotten everybody back because they had Evans, Godwin, and Julio all for that game.
Yeah,
and Lenny.
But also Brady was not playing on all cylinders. He was not. Still really isn't. I mean, he showed a bit last week, but that's it. So
yeah, so the big reason I think is that we're going to get future news soon, whether that Desmond Ritter's the starting quarterback or Atlanta basically kind of subtly says we're going to find out whether he's the guy or not. And then on the Carolina side, I mean, you're happy with Deonta Foreman.
But that's about it.
And I think it kind of confirms that, like, Ryan Burns and Derek Brown are future pieces. I also can say, I feel pretty confident saying this, but Carolina's not that broken. That it was just coaching competency, unfortunately. And I think like
Yeah.
if they can get another star or two or have one really good draft, they're right back into the swing of things because they do have the pieces there.
Yeah. I agree. I just think back on Ritter, like that kid's a winner, but you got to give him reps. If you want him to grow and like keep growing, because like look at what he did to Cincinnati. Like that program wasn't good when he got there. 4 years later, they're in the college football playoffs. Like that's the kind of
Yeah.
guy that Ritter is. And I'll just leave it at that so we don't stay here all day.
Yeah. So as far as like swinging for the fences and just, well, if or people being winners, unfortunately, this guy is the main loser, and that is Frank Reich. He has unfortunately been fired after the drubbing that is that was against the New England Patriots with Sam Ellinger and quarterback and no JT and a lot of other things just non-existent there.
30 yards of first
Yeah.
half offense.
Yeah. And then being replaced, not by Gus Bradley, not by anyone on the current staff, but Jeff Saturday. I have so many things
I
to,
mean,
to
hey, you
say
can't
about
really get
this.
any more in-house than that.
Well,
No,
well,
Your
I mean,
Honor, we're not
one
tanking.
second on that. Like, well, wait. Like, I don't know about that necessarily because we always complain about the like recycling of losers. So I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Why not expand out there? And he's been an analyst with the team forever. He obviously knows football. He's in the Ring of Honor for the Colts. He's a great offensive lineman. Maybe he can actually do something with this offensive line unit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I say we give him a chance. Like let's not say anything until we see what happens on Sunday. And
I
then we can talk about the Saturday move.
I understand where you guys are coming with that and wanting to give him a chance. And here's just why I won't. And the thing is that you are restarting a whole new dynamic in the middle of the year. And so not only do I think you're giving Jeff Saturday a disservice because he can't put his ideology onto the team because he has to adapt it from what Frank Reich did. So he can't do the normal head coaching things right now. And then on top of that, to keep the stability and the chemistry within like the coaching staff and the players, you're completely reintroducing someone completely brand new into the fold. So that's where it's like, this is not a let's just see if it happens. This is going to be Ted Lasso, but in complete failure. And
I don't know. Let's give it a chance. Go ahead, Ryan.
Well,
it's
I
hard
was
for me
gonna
to
say,
give him a chance.
I know it's hard for you to give him a chance, but you need to. There will be growing pains, obviously being thrown into a system where you don't really know and being the coach of that system, expecting everybody expecting you to lead them. And you've only been coach there for 3 days. What is it? 3 or 4 days until you have a game, like a big game. So it'd be rough, be real rough. But I'd say give him a little time. He's not going to be good week 1. He's not going to be because there's going to be growing pains. But maybe a few weeks down the road he adjusts to it. But again, like you said, it's hard to inject his ideals and his game plan into this team when there's already something in place and you have no time to prep for that. Like a lot of coaches get canned in the off season right at the beginning of the off season, and these new coaches have months to plan for this next year. So, yeah.
And like to be fair,
there'll be
he's
some
been
growing
there
pains.
for that planning because he's been with the team
Mhm.
the entire time. He was just as an analyst, as support.
Yeah, it was as an analyst. Like it's different being
I don't know.
being
What I
somebody
will
who looks
say
from the
is we're not
outside in.
in the organization. We're not in Indy. We don't know the dynamic, and there's something that they
Yeah.
know that we don't. So let's watch on Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
well,
exactly. Obviously, they have confidence in him. So who knows?
here's one thing I do want to bring up, and it's, I guess, I mean, call me a Frank Reich apologist all you want. I do think there's some serious issues with the roster construction of this team, and
No, and we've been talking about it
I
all season.
and I do think it's, unfortunately, it was poorly placed onto Frank Reich, and it's just like, oh, he wasn't able to do this. But I'm going to bring up the last few drafts from, I mean, obviously 2018, 2019, Chris Ballard was kind of firing on all cylinders. Like, you're finding Braden Smith, Quentin Nelson, Shaq Leonard, Kamiko Ture, Naeem Hines in one draft, and then you have Paris Campbell, Okereke, and EJ Speed in another draft. But when it comes to like 2020, 2021, 2022, like, we're looking at, I mean, Michael Pittman, JT, great, Blackman, great. And that's it from that class. And then 2021, we're looking at people, the only person to really kind of really do anything is Kwity Paye. Like Deo, Oydane Bingo, or I'm sorry, I can't. Deo hasn't really done much. Granson finally got onto the field, but he's not a main impact, and that's not what you're expecting.
Didn't the
for
Colts
the
have a
fourth pick.
chance at Justin Fields?
Not only did the Colts have it, they had to trade up. They didn't. So they had the 21st pick. Bears had the 19th. I just don't think they had the draft capital because the year before they traded their first for DeForest Buckner. So if you want to say you got that, that's totally fine. But if we're looking at 2021 and 2022, there's not a lot of impact players. And especially in 2021, instead of getting Kwity Paye, there's Darrisaw, there's a couple other areas of need that you could have gotten.
God, Darrisaw on the Colts would have been crazy.
Like, it would have been perfect. And then, I mean, obviously we talk about the whole Band-Aid at quarterback, and unfortunately Andrew Luck kind of really messed them up with the whole situation there. But this is,
because he left and they're like, okay, we got to get a replacement. And then they were like, okay, now we got to replace our replacement and then replace our replacement's replacement. And I just couldn't figure it out that they just needed to restart.
Yeah, I think that's where I get back to kind of everything, because as soon as Andrew Luck, if there's anything that Colts quarterbacks do, it's hide up how bad things are. I mean, Peyton did that with his teams, and Andrew Luck certainly did it in 2019, even though like Brissett did really good for the most part. But it really just showed like, hell, hey, the O-line's been bad for so long, and unfortunately they haven't done anything to replenish it. Instead of Darrisaw, they went with Eric Fisher, who was just coming off of the Achilles injury. So while it's not bad, it's just Band-Aid upon Band-Aid on a gunshot wound. And that's where I think
this will stop it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's Flex Seal. And then but that's
just slap it on there.
It was just a sawed in half boat. There was no Flex Seal applied.
Yeah, unfortunately no Flex Seal applied, but it was just, you knew the end, like you knew things were going to go downhill because the quality of the talent just kind of went downhill.
I mean, yeah, their boat is cut in half and they're wondering like why they're taking on water.
Yeah. Exactly. But I mean, that's kind of my soapbox, is that I still think I would love to see Frank Reich get an OC job somewhere.
Yeah. Send him to Atlanta. Forget about Ragone.
I would even say Atlanta, or does he become the next head coach of Arizona?
Ooh.
Oh.
And we'll leave it there because injuries.
We will leave it there to injuries. So we're going to go through each team. We're going to tell you the most fantasy important players who are going to be in or out, or we are still trying to figure that out because there's, at this point, 8 quadrillion game time decision players on the injury report. Yes. So let's start
with the worst offender.
The Arizona Cardinals, which have 4 of that 8 quadrillion. So, I mean, I'll take it from here. I can start from here.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Budda Baker with the ankle limited. So they're playing the Rams. You kind of need Budda Baker, but That's where that's where things could get weird. Kelvin Beachum looks like he is playing, which is good because O-line help is needed against a guy named Aaron Donald. Dortch is questionable, but he's kind of not fantasy relevant at this point. Really, the big ones you want to look out for. DJ Humphries is one. He's been limited. He's questionable game time decision. We'll see what happens there. That one is a I don't know. But Rondale Moore has a hand injury. He's been limited. Actually, he's been a full participant.
Only on Wednesday.
Yep,
Yeah,
only on
Thursday,
Wednesday.
Friday full.
Exactly. And breaking news on the San Francisco 49ers once we get to them. And then
Okay.
Rondale, so Rondale's good to go. Kyler Murray has had a hamstring issue and has been limited Thursday and Friday. Most likely he'll play, but if you were banking on the rushing yards from Kyler, I don't think you're going to get it. So just think of your expectations there.
Oh wow, Josh Allen expected to start. Sorry.
Oh, that's actually perfect because the Buffalo Bills are the next team.
Crap.
Oh, Bills or is it? Well,
I
yeah.
don't want that.
Quickly, I'll speed run the Falcons.
There's no need
Eric
about
Harris
the
still
Falcons.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's-
Well, still, like even after this week, Eric Harris is still out.
Oh,
AJ Terrell is still going to be out.
that's for
Casey
next.
Hayward's
That's for
on
next
IR.
week's news.
Nothing has
Injuries.
changed.
Get with the program.
Ha!
No,
Preview.
kidding.
Preview. Get wrecked. Preview. Get wrecked.
Okay, touche.
Right,
You
so
got me
Bills.
there.
Go, Ryan, you want to take the Bills?
My gosh. Yes, I can take the Bills. So Josh Allen, because they're facing Minnesota, I hoped Josh Allen would not play. But even if we're facing an semi-injured Josh Allen, it's still, better than him being
Josh.
healthy
Well,
and on
can we
fire.
talk about the injury
So-
because I think this is a big deal.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I mean, it's the same one that he was out 4 games with in 2018. It's essentially the same injury that requires Tommy John surgery for MLB pitchers. And the only reason I bring this up is that, yes, he's going to be playing. Yes, I mean, obviously, he's hurt right now. The real issue is if this gets hurt again. Because if he does tear it and requires surgery, he is not only out for the whatever remainder of this year, but next year. It is literally almost a 2-year process to recovery to 100%. So in keeper, I'd be terrified. You might be able to buy low on Josh Allen for the first time in a long time, or in Dynasty, it's like, how does that happen?
Drafted.
Yeah, since he was originally drafted. So that's where I do find things to be very interesting. And this is, you have to keep an eye on it.
Panic sell?
I wouldn't panic sell unless I was going all in on a keeper league. And even then in Dynasty, I would still buy as much as I could and just say, look, I'm going to give you 2 first and however many other picks, because I know I'm not going to have them for a while. But what I'm doing is I am letting you get your next person ready to go so you can keep going for championships, and then I'm just going to wait my time. And then as soon as Josh Allen's 100%, it's all systems go from there, and you're right back into contention.
Fair enough.
I think that's your best bet. He's doing that.
Yeah,
I'm not too worried about it because I think he's going to play. He's going to play through it, at least through this year, and try to rest it this offseason. I think they have a chance at winning the Super Bowl this year. I think he's, Josh Allen, how he plays. I think that is on and off the field. I don't think he's going to take that time off and rest it. I think he's going to play hard and play tough and play through it. So Stephon Diggs, he had a DNP on Friday, just chilling. It was just non-injury related.
He's old.
It was probably just
a
bad day. So we've also
he was meditating on the retribution he's about to give to Minnesota.
He was. As long as we can give it back, I'm not worried. That's pretty much it when it comes to offensive weapons, fantasy relevant players. There's a lot of defensive
Lot of
people that
defense.
are
Yeah.
injured. So Khair Elam, and then Tremaine Edmonds. Khair is
Gregory
doubtful.
Russo.
Poyer's
Edmonds is
already out.
questionable. Yeah.
So is Russo.
Poyer's out. Gregory Russo. So they're defensively they're struggling, but they have a pretty pretty good offense, pretty healthy offense. So, one of you guys want to take the Panthers?
I believe it.
Nah.
Let's
Nobody
skip
cares
the
about the
Panthers
Panthers.
because
Take the Bears.
They already-
We'll
Josh.
skip the Panthers.
And
Oh yeah,
the
it
Bears.
doesn't really matter. The Bears. There's nobody on here. Nobody
Yeah.
that you have to worry about. So we're just gonna
Tevin
skip the
Jenkins
Bears.
questionable, but nah.
Yeah, most likely Tevin Jenkins
Yeah,
will
that's
play.
it.
All right, Cleveland Browns, anybody? So, let's see. Joe Bitonio, Jadeveon Clowney, Jack Conklin, Amari Cooper were all full participants Friday. Expect them to play. Really, the big fantasy person that is out is one David Njoku. So that
That's
means Harrison
Mm.
Bryant, if you so dare to choose, let fate choose for you, as he goosed Monday night.
Well, Wyatt
weeks
Teller is
ago.
limited as well. So that's something to watch.
He's been limited all week. I would almost assume that he is playing, but I mean, we've also seen a bunch of more injuries happen this year, and Nick Chubb's still been able to produce. I would say if maybe Jedrick Wills was hurt, I'd be concerned, but otherwise, I think they're going to be okay.
And with that, onto the Cowboys.
On to the
Yep.
Cowboys.
So Zeke
Cowgirls.
still questionable. Jerry Jones did come out and say he expects him to play. So that might not be anything. I mean, other than that, I'm not seeing anything crazy. Everyone else looks like full participant who was limited.
Yeah, participation. Yeah, full
Yep.
participations. I don't see a whole lot on the
Across the
Cowboys.
board.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go down to the Denver Broncos. Not much here either. We have KJ Hamler.
More defense than anything.
He was limited on Wednesday and a DNP on Thursday and Friday. He's listed as out. And that's about it. Andrew Beck.
A lot of
was out.
defense is gone though.
Yeah, a
Fair.
lot of defense,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
A lot of
including
defenses.
Casa Bonito.
Yeah, a lot of defense injuries.
And Senor Siemens.
Sorry.
Yep.
That's funny.
You want
All
to
right,
take
next,
the Lions, Josh?
Yeah, I'll take the Lions. So Detroit
that.
Lions. So the big one is Josh Reynolds is out, and that DeAndre
Yeah,
Swift is
it's tough.
again a full participant. However, Jamal Williams got a rest day on Wednesday. He's been full participant the last 2 days. Really, the big thing is Jamal. You have to check the snap count and the carry split because Jamal Williams has basically become RB1 the last couple weeks. I think if the trend continues this week, treat Jamal Williams like how you would treat DeAndre Swift, is how I would say.
Well,
Mm.
he's fool's gold.
Well, here's the thing with Jamal. Yes, Jamal Williams is not a more talented player than Swift, right? I get that, but he's
I would be
getting the
trading him.
carries and opportunities.
Trade him for a king's ransom if you have Swift, and Swift is going to be coming
Yeah.
back around.
I don't
Yeah.
think. I don't know.
See, I
honestly
would do
don't
the same
know.
thing with I would do the same thing with Dante Foreman. Trade him away while he's high right now. Trade high on him because who knows how long it's going to last for one in that offense. And I don't even know if he's going to be the starting running back after this year. Who knows?
Oh no, I definitely
I
say
would just trade him.
keep
He's a
going
rental.
with Deonta Foreman is a rental for this year.
Yeah.
But when it comes to as far as Detroit, I just find this very interesting because if Swift is still on his rookie deal, like there is a non-zero chance they draft a running back next year. And so my fear is that if this trend continues where DeAndre Swift is getting more snaps but less carries, is this the beginning of the end for Swift? as far as fantasy relevance.
The answer is no. On to the Packers.
See, and that's frustrating, man. That's frustrating.
Yeah, that's why I
It is
jumped
not.
shipped.
It's not the end of Swift. I promise you.
Well, I'm glad I got rid of him.
But
because-
Packers.
Yeah,
Mason
Packers.
Crosby is still limited.
Packers.
Romeo Dubs is out.
Romeo Dobbs is out.
Yeah.
We've got
See here,
no,
Aaron
that's-
Jones
that's
is still
pretty much it.
limited.
Eric Stokes. Aaron Rodgers was
Christian
DNP
Watson looks like
on
he's playing.
And Amari Rodgers is
Wednesday.
still limited. And
Okay.
Watson, yeah, it looks like he's going to play. Eric Stokes is out for the year,
Yeah.
though.
Interesting.
So there's
Yeah.
that.
Man, this team is beat up.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are
Not as
very
beat up as our next team, Ryan.
Yeah. Let's go ahead with the Houston Texans. So Nico Collins, he's trending towards playing right now. I heard an update today saying that they expect him to play. So Brandon Cooks, haven't heard anything. Nico Collins was limited all throughout the week. Brandon Cooks was DMP on Wednesday, limited Thursday and Friday. More
It's
than
sounding
likely, they'll
like
have him playing.
But Damian Pierce is full.
yeah,
Full on Friday.
which is good because he got
Yeah.
he was thrown onto the injury report out of nowhere with the chest and shoulder.
Yeah, he was limited Wednesday and Thursday, but he had a full participation.
Well, he quite
on
literally
Friday. He's
carried
gonna
the
be
team.
Fine. He's not carrying any designation into Sunday's game, so
There we go.
he should
Yep.
be fine.
On to the Indianapolis Colts. Mo Alley Cox is questionable, so if I'm pretty sure I don't know because he was DNP Wednesday and Thursday, so you'll have to check the Saturday injury report. If he doesn't play, Jelani Woods is your pivot, and Jelani Woods is a pretty good pivot, to be honest with you. Deion Jackson.
Jelani Woods is out.
Oh, is he out? Yes, he is. So Kyle Granson would be your pivot, and I am not as confident in that. So Deion Jackson is going to be the. Thank you, Ethan, for correcting me there.
Always.
Deion Jackson is out, but never fear, JT is here, and Jonathan Taylor is playing in this game.
And he's going for 50
he,
points.
though?
You heard it here first.
Oh boy, you can stay alone on that prediction.
Yikes.
The big one I want to say is that Shaq Leonard is not playing, and for a team that is heavily relying on Josh Jacobs, I think that could make things interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Onto the healthiest team possible, but the team who continues to get bad breaks, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Literally, it's just Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram.
No, I was
That's it.
hoping you're gonna just like kick it over to me and then be silent, and then I was just gonna be like, oh, that's the report. All right, go ahead with the Chiefs, Ryan. Whatever. Josh sucks.
Yeah, let's go to the Chiefs. Really, Mecole Hardman is the only one that's
the big
really out. He was DNP all week this week with an abdomen injury. Jerick McKinnon.
Can I ask
he had
a
full
can I ask a
participation
question for you
Wednesday and
guys?
Thursday and was limited on Friday. What?
Gotcha. Can I ask? So here's my question for you. How confident are you to play
Don't
Kadarius
ask
Toney
about
since
KC's
Mecole's out?
backfield.
I'm not.
Oh, I'm not asking about KC's backfield.
No. Yeah.
you still
No,
I'm not
in it?
playing Toney.
I'm not too confident.
That's fair.
I want to see.
That is
I want to
fair.
see significant work from him. So
You rather be one
I
game
don't think
late
he's
than. I think that's fair. I think that's very
then
fair.
you know me, I love consistency. I'm not going to put somebody in that has like a very, very, very slim chance of scoring
Not doing anything.
20 plus points. So I don't know. I don't see it. I value consistency over flashiness. So I'd rather be one day late or 1 week late. So
Josh,
all right, moving on.
take him
Because we don't really have anything else on the Chiefs. Josh, why don't you take
Not
over
on the
Raiders?
Chiefs. Now we're on the
Darren Waller.
Oh yeah, so that's actually the big
Yeah,
one.
that's
Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow are on short-term IR, which means they are out for 4 games. Which also means if you have not picked up Matt Collins, now is your time to pick up Matt Collins because he is essentially next in line. Now, granted, very volatile as far as a fantasy asset, but I mean, they need to throw to someone else other than Devontae Adams. So go with Matt Collins for a flex option or flex consideration, actually.
And with that, on to the one of the bigger teams for injuries. Keenan Allen
Not
still out
bigger,
for the
sadder.
Chargers. Well, yeah.
Yes.
But no need to fear because Dustin Hopkins is also out. So whoops.
Well,
Let's see here. Anyone else? Pipkins is questionable, but
looks like Sawyer is playing as
Sawyer's
well.
full. Yeah, and then Mike Williams is
I
still
mean-
out. So Joshua Palmer,
Yep, Josh Palmer.
go get him. You should have had him already. Shame on you. Go get him.
Yep, you should have.
Yeah, you should have. All righty.
I almost dropped him like an idiot.
Good thing you didn't. So next team we got is the Los Angeles Rams. And okay, here's the weird one. Out of nowhere, Matthew Stafford on Wednesday was in concussion protocol. I have no idea what he did.
He wasn't wearing the bubble.
Yeah, he must have banged his head on the car door or something.
Yeah.
And
his wife
He
got upset
slipped
with
in the
him.
shower.
no,
That's what
no,
happened.
we are not. No, Ethan, no.
He was home late from practice.
No, Ethan, no. But really, that's really the big one. But it looks like Stafford is playing. So let's see.
Toy car at him. That's what it was.
Oh, and he slipped on the toy car.
He slipped on a toy car.
No,
they
threw it at him. It was just a
hit him in the head.
No, I'm in concussion protocol. I have to have 2 days off. No. All right.
I need 2 days off in my $10 million
man.
mansion.
Miami
2 days off.
Dolphins.
All right, let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead. To the Miami
Exactly
Dolphins.
two.
Yes. We've got Teddy Bridgewater is questionable. Tanner Connor, their tight end. Taron Armstead. He's questionable with
That's a
DNP,
big one.
DNP limited DNP
Yeah,
is not a good sign.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And going up against Cleveland,
I don't think he's going to be out.
Yeah,
But Jalen Waddle was full, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good. Waddle.
Yes.
And then he waddled away.
And Xavier Howard.
From the injury report.
Oh, so my whole prediction about that I would not be surprised to see multiple like tight end sets here, or at least like the fullback being used to help if Taron Armstead's not playing.
Yeah. And with that, Josh, you get the purple and gold.
The Minnesota Vikings. So that really Adam Thielen was on the injury report with an ankle injury, but he's been full the last 2 days, didn't even carry a designation. He's playing.
Biggest one is the other guy.
Yes. You're talking about Dantzler, Tomlinson?
No, I'm talking about
Dantzler
Thielen.
and Tomlinson are both out.
No, Thielen is full.
Thielen is fine.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I only heard Dantzler and Tomlinson. I was like, no.
Look, and I will also say if the Vikings do win this game, Kirko Chains will be activated.
Kirko Chains, baby.
Kirko Chain. Oh man, I cannot believe that.
I'm glad I told you guys about that.
It's literally amazing.
Kirk.
Yeah,
forget Captain Kirk.
Yes.
No, he got left in the youth room.
Yeah,
Captain
Kirk is dead.
Those Vikings are
turning
him into. Yeah.
Dude, honestly, Kirko Chains is way more ripped than I thought he would be.
I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna pretend like you didn't say that. So Mark Ingram is out.
That's true. He is a football player.
Yeah,
For
I'm gonna
more
pretend like you
than
didn't say
body,
that.
huh?
I did not hear that. Andreas Pete is also out as well. Ramczyk was limited, but it looks like he's gonna play.
You have to appreciate.
And that's the Saints. Ryan, please keep talking. Go to the Giants, please, God.
Here's one talking. Never mind. I'm not even going to go.
Daniel Bellinger. Bellinger is officially out. Didn't he get?
They're hopeful
in the
for Galladay though.
Last week or the week before?
He had the fractured orbital socket. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I
Eesh.
saw
He got
Dude,
that
into
he
an
will be
play.
MMA
wearing
fight before the
Crazy.
game.
he will be wearing a visor the rest of
Literally,
his
like the
career.
guy was like, the guy just slammed his hand into his face mask, and his finger went
That's
right in
yeah, that's
right in Daniel Bellinger's eye.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but
that's
that's a fight.
freaky.
Like my helmet is off and I'm swinging.
Yeah,
Yeesh, yeah.
I'm surprised. Like honestly, like I'm surprised not everybody has, or I'm surprised not everybody has those visors to cover their eyes. Because oh god, I'd be so scared of
People
somebody
are
coming in and
jerks.
poking crap out of my eye. All
Yeah,
right, so
no,
Evan
I
Neal,
I
one of
wore
their
one, but
offensive
it was not for
tackles.
eyes, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yep, Evan
So
Neal's out.
Evan
Yep.
Neal, one of their offensive tackles, is out with a knee injury.
That's tough.
That's about it. And Galladay's questionable, as always.
As
So let's
always,
go on
But
to the
they are
Philadelphia
hopeful for him.
Eagles.
who are very healthy, and anyone on the injury report is
They're always.
Fine.
I think the Giants have been perpetually hopeful for Kenny Galladay to come back for the last 2 years, and
yeah.
he's not
28,
really come back.
2019 Kenny Galladay, where art thou?
No, he's just collecting a check
Yeah,
right now
really.
in New
Yeah.
York. Even though this is the year to
Oh
play
yeah,
because they're 6
for
and
sure.
Yeah, really.
whatever.
Yeah.
Go to the Steelers.
Oh, someone's salty, but I
Well,
would be too, to be honest with you.
Eagles.
Well, Eagles, everyone's healthy, so there's really
they're
nothing-
healthy. Yeah,
yeah. There's
nothing-
literally
there's
no
nobody out.
designations.
Oh, okay. There's a laundry list of There's a laundry list of people.
Well,
but
it's all like
nobody's out.
limited for like Monday
So-
and Wednesday.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Yeah.
They're all gonna
Well,
play.
and it looks like a lot of it is non-injury related.
Yeah,
all
when
of
you're
it's
rolling over
non-injury
everybody, you're gonna
related,
play, even if you
except
have a
for-
broken leg.
yeah.
so-
yeah, and if you're
But
rolling
they're
over everyone,
surprisingly
they're
healthy,
healthy.
man. Yeah, they're surprisingly healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
it's
literally
because they have a
everything's
lot of
on
depth,
all cylinders.
You know,
And with
Yeah,
that,
they
Chris
do have
Boswell,
depth.
So-
question mark, did not
Boswell.
practice. I guess we're waiting on him.
No, he has no injury designation on Friday. He will be playing.
Okay, gotcha.
So-
Dodson's still questionable.
Okay.
Yeah, Dotson's still questionable. Let's see. William Jackson is out versus New Orleans. That's not good. And
They're
then,
still gonna beat him though.
but here's the other issue: Akella Witherspoon is out as well. Which maybe that's Levi Wallace is your best corner there. But the big news here: T.J. Watt is playing this
Yes.
game, and that
Yes.
immediately transforms the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Yeah.
I don't know whether
Welcome
that
to
makes
Payne
it.
City.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's going to make them relevant when it comes to fantasy,
No.
but it definitely makes them
Yeah, no.
like
Suck
at least- exactly. So that's where things get very interesting for New
Call
Orleans.
back to the Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny
Kenny
Pickett.
Pickett's Kenny. You know, at this point, yeah, it is Kenny Pickett.
Yeah,
sucks.
no, look, Kenny Pickett
sorry.
becomes Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Whenever he
It-
can win a football game
Yes,
on his own merit.
exactly.
So,
Yes,
anyways, well,
with
that's
his
going to be a
arm,
new
with
thing
his
now.
arm.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
let's
not
go
with TJ Watt, his big man love. Anyways, San Francisco 49ers. Ebikim is doubtful
Oh, let me tell you the big news that I
Yeah.
just
for the
got.
game. That's something to watch.
Elijah
looks
Mitchell was
like-
just activated.
Chewick, yep. Elijah Mitchell is back.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant now.
Kyle, whatever. I'm not gonna. I can't. Use check. Is that?
Kyle,
Oh, I
you-
did it.
Yeah, use check. You did.
Use check.
Congrats, Ethan.
Yeah. So I do have a question, just real quick.
Yes.
Just,
He's
like
full.
briefly discuss this. Elijah Mitchell, does he get traded at the end of next year or at the end
No.
of this year?
I hope so.
I don't think he does. I think the coaching staff has clearly made a point to say we like Elijah Mitchell over Trey Sermon, Jordan Mason, Tyrion Davis Price, but they've all been hurt.
Trey Sermon for the win.
Yeah, Trey Sermon is actually chilling with Philly
Really?
right now, which is kind of wild.
No.
But
Mm,
but yeah, I think Elijah Mitchell will for sure be the clear backup in this
the back.
scenario, but also that keeps him healthy. And for how much the San Francisco 49ers run the ball, I don't think he'll be fully as fantasy relevant as we all hoped he could be, like Elijah Missile days or just when he was the starter. But
Sunday.
whenever Christian McCaffrey is either not playing or if he's more needed at receiver, best believe he is the
Yeah.
next man up and he will actually produce. And
Well-
he has a track record of producing.
There you go.
Well, see, I was just, I don't know. I was just thinking they're kind of hurting when it comes to draft picks with that trade for CMC. You know, their future, they might be able to trade him away for quite a bit. You know, after
I
he's
would.
become
You don't need
healthy.
I
Like they don't need
Trade him. Trade him.
where,
Final thoughts.
where would you trade him? Because if that's kind of the issue that I'm seeing right now. Because let's just think of next
Well,
year,
for
right?
one,
Because
Panthers.
I mean, maybe, but they're going to be working to stockpile all the picks because they're rebuilding at this point. If we're going to go based
True.
on the Shanahan assistants, Miami's out because they have Mozart and Wilson.
Yeah.
The Jets are out. They have James Robinson, Michael Carter, and then Brees Hall coming back next year. Green Bay has
Mhm.
Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. So all of the Shanahan assistants are.
I mean, the
out.
Rams?
Ooh, the Rams.
The Rams. Yeah,
I don't.
actually.
The
But they
Rams.
don't really
So
have the
here's
draft
where it
picks
gets
to
interesting.
spend
Here's
on.
where it gets interesting. They would have to give
All
up a
right,
lot.
wait, tinfoil hats. Everyone, tinfoil hats. Don't spit out your water, Ryan.
Tinfoil hat
There you
time.
go.
Tinfoil hat.
Tinfoil hat on.
And with that, Seattle Seahawks, Ryan?
Oh wow,
Oh my
really?
gosh.
Yeah,
Okay,
really.
I thought
Our
you were gonna
tinfoil
say
hat is just-
something.
I was
Okay.
ready.
So
That's all tinfoil
everyone
hat
on
time
their
is.
everyone
No,
on
I
their
just
injury
just
list
preemptive wear it. Preemptive
is
wear your tinfoil
is
hat.
healthy. Is healthy except for one of their linebackers that's out, and Marquise Goodwin, who's questionable.
I hope he
But,
comes back this
yeah,
year. I
everyone
loved
else
watching
was
Goodwin play.
Marquise Goodwin's so good.
And with that, Tampa Bay, Josh.
Okay, so let's
Tampa
move on
Bay
to
is-
the books.
Tom Brady's old.
Yep.
Continue.
Yep, rest for him. Here are the people out already, and here's what's scary. Here's what's scary. Cameron Brate, Kate Otten situation, and especially because the game is in Germany. This is where things get interesting. Please be on. You have to have alerts on for Saturday night, or just right before this game starts. Is think of it like the London games, early morning. I wouldn't take the risk on him personally. And if
On
he
Cameron
does
Brate?
on Cameron Brate, yes.
Oh no, yeah, no.
It's
No.
just I think if he plays, it kind of kills Kate Otten's
Well, even if he does play, I think they're starting to swing towards Otten.
oh, so you think the
Regardless.
transition's done at this point.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think it's
Yeah,
done.
Okay.
I think they're
they know
transitioning.
after that game
'Cause
winner.
I think he's
yeah, transition's done.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. You know what?
he's
Because
I'm with you
that's
guys there.
so much
Like
over the last
when
couple
you're
of
in a
weeks.
locker room, dude. I'm telling you right now, when you're in a locker room and somebody gets a game winner for you, the transition's over. That's your
Okay.
guy.
Okay. You know what? I can. It actually gives me peace of mind there. I'm happy about that. The only two people out, and they're actually kind of important on the offensive side. Russell Gage is out, and so is Luke Godeke.
Go to key. Yeah. Whoops.
Good old Godeke.
Good old go to keys out.
Oh boy, do I dare look
More
at the
offensive
Tennessee
line injuries.
Titans.
Well, no need because I'll look at them for you.
No.
Let's see here. Looks like a lot of defense. Lot of defense. Good God.
A lot of defense.
Yeah.
It's like all defense.
It's like
Yeah.
half their team, man.
Which is
Tannehill's still questionable,
which-
and then like their entire defense.
if you think about it, it's the perfect time. It's the absolute perfect time to have half your defense out because you're going up against the Denver Broncos.
Oh, okay, they'll be fine then. But yeah, I mean, like literally Zach Cunningham, Alvin Dupree, Christian Fulton,
Amani Hooker,
Amani Hooker,
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Simmons.
So do
Simmons,
you
That's a big
expect
one.
Kevin Strong.
you expect
jeez, Josh Thompson
Henry to
too?
have a big game this week
No,
against this pretty beat up defense?
no.
That is a good question.
No,
Um,
this is going to be a terrible game to watch. I'm not even going to look at it on
I
Sunday.
I will probably watch this game because I love old school games like that, I think that
Oh,
I'll say
look,
this
it's
is a
two
big
guys
game.
running headfirst into a brick wall. Let's watch them for
Yeah.
60 minutes.
The brick wall is named Derrick Henry.
Nah.
Yeah,
I'm not watching
I
this
actually will
That's more like
play
the
Derrick
brick wall
Henry.
running into you, but
Oh,
Yeah,
look, two brick
really.
walls running at each other.
And our last team, everybody, is the Washington Commanders.
Starting with a big one on top.
Yeah, welcome back,
Washington
Jahan
Reds-
Dotson.
I mean, Commanders. My bad.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Washington Commodores.
Yes, the Washington Commodores. Let's
Yeah.
go with that.
Oh, that would have been a
Uh,
cool name, man. I actually would have liked that. That would have been cool. The Commodores.
Yeah.
They're like two
All right.
letters off. Take out the N and change
So,
the E
That's
to an
pretty
I
L.
have a
much
question
it.
for you.
Like JD McKissick is really the only
Is he
one.
out
He
or
was
is he in?
DMP on Thursday and Friday. I don't
I'm pretty
think
sure
he
he's
is
out.
in. Like they
I'm
don't
pretty
have
sure
a
he's gonna be
designation
out,
for him
yeah.
on here.
You know,
I think
I
he's
will.
going to
I will
be
look it up.
Sleeper said he was trending towards not playing. And I
Oh,
trust Sleeper a
yeah.
lot.
I'll double check Sleeper for you, Ethan.
But Dotson is playing, and that's what I'm excited for.
That I am happy about that. So,
Yep.
Rams activating Kyron Williams. Well, we also forgot that.
Oh yeah, Kyron Williams did get activated, but he's not going to be relevant. So it's whatever.
Let's see.
And with that, gentlemen, news and injuries.
Yeah.
That is news and
Yep.
injuries.
I am just double checking.
Injuries and news.
Yeah, I believe your info is correct on
And tinfoil hats.
JD McKissick, which if that's the case, if JD McKissick actually misses time, oh please play Antonio Gibson.
There you go.
And that
they'll
is
definitely
it.
use him. Well, that is it, folks, for our news and injuries podcast for week 10. If you guys are watching here on YouTube, please like and subscribe. It helps us get more viewers so we can get all of our videos out to people. If you guys want to follow us on our social media, yeah, well, I'll get 10 hats. If you want to follow us on our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at Last Place FP, please follow us. We post updates on what we're doing. Yeah, all of that fun stuff. So that's it, guys. We will see you
happy Saturday and
for our week
set
10
your lineups.
review.
Yeah.
Yep. Set your lineups.
Can't believe it's week 10 already.
Holy crap. It's week.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the other thing, just as a reminder for everyone,
we've got 4 weeks
till playoffs.
4 weeks till playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
scary.
bonkers. We will have
Holy
a playoff preview for you. It's coming up because it's time to start getting ready. I mean, if you've been following closely with us or with other fantasy outlets, I mean, you're gearing up for this is where fantasy is all about. This is for championships.
And a lot of big games for us too.
Yeah, a lot
of our
big
playoff
games.
seedings.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah. We definitely have big ones coming up. I know Ashley and I are going against each other in 2 weeks. I think I go against
Tyler
Ryan
versus
one more time.
Phillip. That's a big one. And then Ashley versus Ryan.
Yeah.
They're two massive
I don't even know if I'll be in the playoffs this year.
I don't know. If I can beat Michaela this week, it'll look a little bit better for me. And if Tyler loses.
So just to take a small tangent, so that's what Ethan and I kind of did with his team. And we just looked at Ethan's schedule and said, all right, where are your gotta have it games? And I have to say though, that really helped actually picture or put in perspective the moves that you would have to put in priority and what you had to do, or when you had to get these deals, any potential trade deals or anything like that done. Just because you had to look at each game and go, all right, if all things fail, which game has to be the one I win?
Yeah.
And
this is my gotta have it week.
This is the gotta have it. And we will figure out if Ethan has it with our next episode in week 10 review. And we will see y'all very soon.